Hello everyone. So we're going to see today how to connect the VM to the rack and how you're going to control through the Ansible control machine to all the managed node, router, switches, firewall, VPN box, layer 2 switches, layer 3 switches. Okay, so before that we will see the challenges and we're going to break down those challenges step by step. So first thing, whether what is the connectivity with the rack. So let me show you the example. So this is my rack right now, which is running, and there is all the devices over. So I have given you the all the devices name. So there is something called access server, something called access switch. Access switch. What is the future of this? It's a nothing. This is a switch which is connected to every switch, which is connected to every switch, which is connected to every switch. So this is called a spine and the leaf, every switch connected. Okay, so if you are
Okay,
able
that
to,
means is it like a kind of ACI infrastructure?
no, this is for management purpose only. This is the management
Okay.
purpose, means VLAN 1 or some VLAN tagged with this. Okay,
Yeah,
but
because
they
like
have
when
connectivity
mhm.
different. Like let me give you example. Suppose here we have given you, then it will be clear. So I'm going to open this GNS. In GNS, how it's happening, this connectivity, how you are able to reach this device. Have you concentrate how it's connected the devices? There is a management connectivity from your switch. These are the management connectivity, but your production connectivity will be this link. This link are production connectivity. These are the management connectivity, means all the switch are connected directly to them. These are the management IP. Okay, clear guys?
Oh, yes.
So same way we have in rack all the switch connected with the spine switch, that is called access switch. Not only access switch having connectivity all switch, you have access switch is enabled with the DHCP configuration. It's running with the
Okay.
DHCP, means access switch is a DHCP server, and we have DNS also. Okay, so everything is running on access switch. So what happened, I have PC, my host, that is connected to one of the port to this. Clear? So
Okay.
this PC, as soon as connected my PC, it will ask the IP. The IP, because this access switch is a DHCP, it will provide the IP from the rack net, rack management net, rack management IP. So let's see whether do I receive this IP or not. The range I have already mentioned that. What is the range? Anyone remember the range?
172.16.31.
Thank you so much. So everyone remember the rack 172.16 class B 31 slash X. We have this IP. Means it start from 32. Sorry, 32 IP. Okay, so this range we have. So we have IP 31, 30, sorry, 33, 34, 35, like this till 36. They will assign this IP. Okay, let's see what IP I received on my PC. Where? On my PC. To understand, so I'm going to receive IP from, So I'm going to do this. So which interface is connected? So this is Docker one. I'm not worried about. This is the actual real interface which is connected. And this is my IP 172.16.31.50. Okay guys? And the broadcast IP is 172.16.31.63. So let me see. I'm able to ping my access switch. So what is the IP of access switch? So I'm going to write, I will share you this PDF also. So what is the IP of access switch? So that I want to test that really I'm connected or not. That's a 172.16.31.49 is the IP. Okay, access switch IP. Let's check it out. I'm able to ping or not. So I'm going to ping the rack ping 172.16.31. First I will ping myself, 50 is my IP, and I'm going to ping 49.
This is your local host, right, L2switch?
Yes, this is
Okay.
not VM, this is localhost. I will come to the VM. I will
Okay.
come to the VM. Okay, so I received the one IP and I have interface. What is the interface name is? Hardcore interface is 25. Okay, hardcore interface is come to the VM. In VM, what I have connected this 25, this connected to my VM. It's a bridge adapter. Can you see this? Everyone, try to understand, this is a crucial one. The same interface, I have done the bridging with my, tell me here, my virtual box. Okay, so now this is bridge with this. Let's see what happened. And do you remember, I always select new MAC address. So it's going to create the new MAC address, use the new adapter. So what is it technically happened here? This PC, that's my local host, running with the VM, and VM created, integrated with the NIC card, and they have virtual NIC card, virtual NIC, and they have MAC. Once they have actual unique MAC, the my DHCP access switch will understand, oh, they have another MAC, let's give one more new IP to this new MAC. So as soon as I will receive new IP from the rack, my VM also able to connect to the directly to the rack. Clear guys? Are you understand this part or not? Let's see this. So I'm going to go my VM and I will check what is my the if config, what is my IP address. You can see that this is says that it's connected and it's create virtual NIC is a new NIC is a S9 and it's received the IP because they have different MAC address, unique MAC address. It's got the 31.52 IP with the same range. Let's ping that. This IP I'm able to ping or not. 172.16.31.52 is my IP, and I'm able to ping my host IP. That also ping. Let's ping to the rack switch access. Wow! So I'm able to ping my host, my access switch, as well as myself. So all the LAN connectivity is up, working fine. So everyone, I'm going to take pause here. If you have question, this is the first baby step which supposed to 100% you supposed to understand. Do you understand the connectivity structure? It's any doubt, just stop me here and ask some
Ashim bhai,
question.
Ashim bhai,
Yes.
sorry to bother you again, but please, can you explain once again, if possible?
Okay, चलो मुझे summarize करने दो. Let me
Ashwai,
summarize.
can I ask one question then?
Yes, sure.
Okay, Ashwin, one question. So, since we have this access switch and access switch have connectivity with all the managed switch, so whenever we have to configure or make the changes or any managed switch, so it will be via controller. I mean, via this virtual machine, not via access switch, right?
Yes, everything, the command I
Okay,
have to run on the host controller machine
okay,
going to be virtual
right.
machine.
Okay, so will you also
But
just
the
let
rack
us?
access switch will be the layer
Yeah,
2
understood. Yeah,
transparent
yeah,
switch
understood.
who going to connect you
Yeah,
to
yeah,
all
understood.
the
So,
switches.
okay, so just one question. So whenever we move for that, so just let us know, like, just basically how the I mean the L3 or L2 packet will pass through when we have
Okay, sure, sure,
changes or
sure.
any con.
I will discuss today only this basic connectivity so that tomorrow when you do coding, you should
Hmm.
not get puzzled, because if it's not its career, bro, then you are not going to work out the actual
Yeah,
connectivity must be
because
there. Otherwise, ये magic हो जाएगा, black magic. Something is happening somewhere. We don't know what happening where. Okay.
yeah,
Okay, so
yes,
quickly revise this as Jitendra asked me. Let me take new whiteboard. What going to happen here? Try to understand. We have PC where we are shooting. So that PC having IP dot 50. I'm not writing complete IP dot 50. This PC is directly connected with the rack. This PC directly connected with the rack. So rack having so many switches, it's connected to the only one switch that is called a spine switch. Because a spine switch having layer 2 connectivity, we will come how it's all connected, what are the configuration. So try to understand, if I connect to the spine directly, a spine having the features of DHCP, DNS, everything is installed there. I will show you. This is a very basic configuration, DNS and everything. So let me take the green one. So once this connect, how he received this dot 50? This received from the DHCP from this spine switch. So if it is a receive IP, why is a receive IP? Because they have MAC, NIC card. The physical NIC card is connected. What I'm going to do, inside this PC I have run the VM. And I have asked them create this VM as a virtual NIC. So how it's created virtual NIC? This spine understand this is a as a NIC card, not virtual NIC also is a NIC card. They created the virtual NIC. That's why it's given one IP to this also. So actual this switch is a like LAN switch. This device is a LAN switch. Clear?
आशु भाई ये वर्चुअल निक कार्ड जो है वो खुद से क्रिएट होता है स्विच करता है या हमको मतलब
Yes.
एडमिनिस्ट्रेट करना पड़ता है?
Oh, okay, okay. Very good question. Let's go to that. So go to VMware. We can create virtual 4 NIC card. So go to testing. Suppose here in editing we have 1, 2, 3. Okay. The 3 NIC card. You can create one more. This is given by the you just click setting and go to the network. You have NIC card enable 1, you have NIC card enable 2, you have NIC card enable 3. That's this. You can one NIC card like fourth NIC card is disabled for me. If I switch off this and we will enable, you will see this NIC card also enabled. So one VM, every PC you can enable 4 NIC card. Now it's clear.
यस,
Okay. Should I move
यस,
to
यस, यस आशु भाई.
next? Okay. Now come to the, let's see the challenge with the host. I'm right now not in VM. I'm on the host. Which host? Dot 50 host real, which is really connected with the rack. So I want to SSH because for transport I need, what's the basic do you need? Open SSH. So I want to do SSH. So I'm going to do SSH. So first IP. So what is my first IP? IP will, if you see the rack IP, I have given the rack IP. So I will connect with my spine. I want to do SSH my spine. So what is the SSH command? Let me clear the screen. SSH. Then you have to give username. Username is Asu. and the which device to 172.16.31.49. I want to access to whom? Guys, to whom I want to access? Access switch. So I do SSH, they asked passwords. So I'm able to enter an access switch. Can you able to in the privilege mode in the rack? So let's understand what configure do we have in this. This is a layer 2 switch, is behave like a layer 2, is just able to connect your PC with you, and they have DHCP. Let's understand what are the things configured here. So I'm going to do so run and we will try to understand this. So let's understand what is the configuration. So we have host name as access switch, we have enable password, we have user and password ASU by which we going to access. Now we have DNS configuration. So you can, for router R1, R2, just click S1, S2, S3, S4, S5. It's going to create this. So this IP is nothing. This is from same subnets. Okay. You can see DHCP is also configured DHCP. So this is the excluded 33 to 49 because these are statically given to the router switches for management purpose. So we have range. What is the range? The range is we have this range from 30 to this. So any IP after 30, 40, 49 we will receive from DHCP. So we are receiving 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. This series we will receive. Now you can see that self-signed. Now let's understand how it's connected. It's connected to every switch. So there is no connectivity till the first module. It's connected from the interface stage. If you see from 10 is connected, this is connected to your console server, means terminal server. We will come back on that. That's not going to use for you. Then we have interface. That's all our trunk .1q 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. These are all are connected to what is ready. It's not connected. What are the connected from here? So what is symmetry here? You can see the symmetry, the rack having 33. This is started from 33. Switch 1, switch 2, switch 3. If you see, there is an IP. Dot 31 is the IP, the same interface I picked up. The symmetry is that there's 3 symmetry in the rack. While I connected, I programmed my rack, I have done symmetry because we have selected the subnet /32. Okay, so we have IP start from /33. Why we started? Because the IP is /33, the interface is also /33, 2/0/33. So this is symmetry. IP is .33, interface is .33, and your line number also 33. So if you remember the IP, or if you remember anything, you are able to remember the line number, console connectivity, you are remember which interface, you are remember the IP, of course. So go through those list what I gave you. I have done lots of work, bring this symmetry. I have done lots of programming. Okay, so take benefit because it's going to help you to remember the IP or the line number or the interface. So you can see that layer 2, we have layer 2 switches infrastructure. The first 4 switches, S1 to S4, is the layer 4 switches, sorry, layer 3 switch, layer 2 switches, which have IP .33 to 34, 35 and .36. Clear, guys? Everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I have given them already. So let's, so I'm going to show you this switch 133, IP also 34, 35. Same way, all the switches having their configuration and the directory connectivity. Okay, so we will explore one by one. So if you understand the IP nomenclature, you are easy to remember. Or you can see here, so switch 1, R1, R2, just we will click and we are able to connect. From this switch, because everything is enabled, so I'm able to connect any switch, like switch 1, S1 I will do, and I'm able to connect with that switch. So you can see the user and password prompt for the switch 1. So this is switch 1. Okay, so we are in switch 1. So from access switch, I am able to access any switch. So if you want to do switch 2, just I am going to exit with this. I want to switch 2. So I will print switch 2. I am on switch 2. So I'm on switch 2. So you can see switch 1, switch 2, all the rack is accessible from the access switch. But I want this accessibility from my control node rather than the access switch. Of course, from access switch. So this is the L2 interface trunk. There is a configuration for the VLAN 1. They are communicating to direct. So no need to access the access switch. We can directly access to the any switch. So let's go to the, I'm going to out from this switch, and as well as I'm going to come out from the access switch. Now I'm on the Linux host. I want to see my VM having what challenges. Everything looks good from here. I'm able to access through VM to my access switch or not. Clear guys? Let's do this. The challenge of, so I'm on VM switch. Let me ping to my access switch. I'm able to ping my access switch. Of course, I'm able to ping my access switch. I'm able to SSH my switch or not? Tell me, anyone?
Yes, we can ping.
We are able to ping.
Yes,
I know everything is running on switch infrastructure, everything working fine. SSH or install everything. So let's see. So what the user ASU and the followed with the IP 172.16, 16.31. My IP is 49. I want to access the first my access switch. If it's this is through, oh no, there's something error. So this is the start. When you are going to give me your code, so before running the code, this is, what is this error? First understand, unable to negotiate with this port 22. Anyone, please be with me because these are the real challenge you will face.
it's probably SHA version 1 running on Switch. You need,
Okay.
what do you call it? Cipher need to be enabled.
Okay, yes, Nikhil, you are right. Something called Defi Hellman Group 1 saw one their offer. They has to accept this offer. So if I want to check this, this is called exchange. You have to work with the exchange. Key exchange means by default Linux is very strong. You want to communicate with the Diffie-Hellman Group 1 SA. This is the algorithm by which he able to connect, otherwise it will not connect. Okay, so Ashutosh, how do I know what key I supposed to use? So I have to refer the main page of SSH. If you I don't know, I have to main page of the SSH. So I'm in main page of SSH. There is an option. Says can be used to give an option in the format use the configuration file. This is used for the specifying the option which there is no separate line, the full detail of option listed below. So there is a config file SSH. You can add this, you can create the configuration. if you want permanent solution of the key exchange. So I have to look on the key exchange. So there is something called key exchange algorithm. Can you see? Key exchange algorithm. Everyone?
Yes, Ashutosh.
Okay, I'm
Yes,
going
sir.
to copy this notepad plan. Try to understand this. This is very, very important. I'm going to copy this notebook. Let me go to somewhere at the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to copy this, paste this. This is the algorithm, and this says as a option O. Option O. So my algorithm going to be the option O. This is that called option O. Now let's see if I'm going to give this option, what's going to be happened. So option O, key exchange algorithm. I'm going to define the key exchange algorithm. Okay, so quit now. So I'm going to do SSH option O, key exchange. Be accurate with your spelling. Algo, it's not taking. Let me do uh, a wedge notepad. Let me copy this exact algorithm. SSH key algorithm, paste it, and that's pass. Let me, there is exact format. Let me refer to the exact format. There is a rack maintenance where I kept this format. I don't want to do any mistake over here. So you have to remember this exact format. There is a rack where we have rack management, and then we have rack update sheet. So in that we're going to see, okay, this is a Cisco public key RSA token, and this is cipher1. So we have equal to Diffie-Hellman. This process you have to follow. So equal to, you have to give this, pass this parameter Diffie-Hellman copy, and this algorithm going to pass. Now you do, I'm not going to pass any cipher. I want to check this without default cipher, and remaining you have to give same keyword like ASU at the rate 172.16.31. That is 49. So can you see now what happened? Key exchange algorithm going to be created with the SHA. This is the crypto, and you're going to say yes, and you are able to log in now your access switch. So do you understand? So every time you have to do this, right?
Okay, Ashu, I have one question.
Yes.
So, what exactly did what we did here? Like, we just bypass this Diffie-Hellman group SHA-1, or we just configure this in our Linux platform.
Oh,
So, what we
great.
exactly we
Yes.
bypass?
Good question. Very good question. So, what is this? What happened while you are giving? You are not, I am not bypassing anything, because Linux will not communicate if you bypass this. Okay. This is not automation issue. This is the Linux host must be connect, because there is some exchange method. Whatever the information I'm going to exchange with this router or switch, that's supposed to be encrypted. That's not going to be in. So there is a key. So he want to know, okay, what key, the data, the information which is going to exchange from the host and the router, what key I supposed to use. So you have said that the option you use, this key, The exchange key algorithm is nothing. This is the Diffie-Hellman group, because they say that I'm not able to negotiate if this is the minimum thing which you need to do, and I'm going to maintain this database in my SSH database. So I'm going to come on this. Before that, let me see what the session is here. What I want to say that. Can you see that this key is encryption key is by default they took this. What they took? Everyone. AES 128 CBC. So maybe this is a little higher. Let me come out. Let me run another terminal, and I want to show you SSH. Yes, SSH. That is Q and cipher. So we have cipher. These are the ciphers supporting by whom? By whom? By Linux. So 3DSC CBC, AES 128 CBC. By default, if I am not going to declare, by default is going to take ACS 128. Okay. So, but I can change this. I can modify this. Okay, how are we going to means the crypto encryption level? What going to be happened? How are you going to do this? Let me come out this, exit from here. I'm on local switch. Instead of this, what I will do, let me see the syntax. I did not remember the particular syntax. You have to see the option. Just you have to use the option. So you have to do the cipher option. See, let me clear the screen so that you are able to. And use any one of this. So I don't want to use this because it's a lab environment. I want to use the lowest one, lowest encryption values. So I'm going to copy and paste this. I don't want to do mistake. Let's see if I'm going to the encryption not default. Now I'm going to specify the encryptions. Let's see what's going to happen. They need to update the database or not. They did not update the database. Oh, sorry, yaar. I given the wrong password. There's a 3 time. Okay, now it's now if you do so SSH, you can see that the encryption has been changed for in and out. This is the encryption. So what's the benefit of those? Which one is good? My dear, of course, the higher, how much higher you will go, that much your security level is higher and very tough or impossible to decrypt. But your processor will going to hit up against those highly encrypted information. So because we are in lab, so I want to set not default, not even this, because I don't want to hit my CPU and RAM of my system, because this algorithm going to run on the what? Manage node. What is the manage node? Who are the manage node? Router, switches. I don't want to put in trouble. Okay, because this is the lab, no one going to hijack my lab. I'm not worried about, just you should understand. So by default this, I don't want default this. I want minimum, so that just I will get it. So this part is clear or not? First, I'm going to pause. What are encryptions? How it's encryptions? This is a database going to maintain by the route by the control machine. We will come on the control machine. Manage node part is clear or not? Everyone?
Yes, Ashwin.
Okay, great. So come to the manage node. So I will share you this on the notebook. What are these things having issue with that? Clear? Okay. Now I'm going to exit. Now you check the database where this exchange method updated. Do we have any database? So yes, we have cat. Let me see that dot ssh. Let me check it out. This lsl. Sorry, we have to go for the home directory, then ssh, and see that. So what are the things do we have? We have 3 files within the .ssh home directory. So first file is IDRSA, second public key. These all are public key stored, whatever the public key is stored here. So only first time they will ask you. You can see second time they did not ask me. Okay, because they save this print, they store this database here. And the last in non your host. What are the hosts? We have inventory in that. You can see that also. So you want to know your host? Let's see that. What are the hosts do we have inventory? So first time they're going to ask you. After that, they will not going to ask you about this SSH non-host. So you can see these are the encrypted file. First, second, these are the, you can see these are the public key which going to store for them. Okay, and they're going to retrieve this public key information from here. So these are the stored for the specific host. They store that. We will going to come explain you this public and private key in the detail in the different session. So today we're not going to spend the time here. So you understand the structure. What are the file do we have in my home directory? In my home directory, what are the file? So what I'm going to do, I don't want to these things again and again. So I want to store one. We will create one configuration file so that whenever you want to connect with the router 1, router 2, switch 1, switch 2, so they're going to refer to SSH file and they are not going to ask me to any exchange key. Suppose I want to SSH. I want to SSH switch 1. Switch 1 IP is .33, right? Everyone, tell me.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So I'm going to type this big command. Then it's going to ask this. This is the first time going to ask. That's okay. But every time if I'm going to come out from switch 1, every time I have to run like this. I don't want to run this big command. Okay, while we will automate, then there is a problem. I don't want this command supposed to run. That's going to be automate entire this command. Okay, or not? Do you understand? If I will remove this all the cryptography. Diffie-Hellman algorithm exchange method. It has same problem. They are telling, oh, there is an offer. I want to automate this. So first try to automate this. So what automation we have to do? We have to create one SSH file, configuration file. Whenever we will going to connect with, we should not run this big command. I can run this small command and I am able to connect with that. Clear, guys? Everyone?
Yes.
Okay, so we saw the problem. Now we're going to moving to the solution. Then we will see the benefits. Benefits itself. So I'm going to stop the video over here. I will see you in next class. From the same point, I'm going to continue. Bye bye, guys.